Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlie. Welcome back to Endzone. We're at the beginning of a drought here. We've had a few people die from some health problems. And we'll probably have some more people die from health problems, to be honest. We've had, radiation. I think a lot of people are probably going to die from radiation, unfortunately. And I got to work on getting protective clothing for people. So I think what I'm going to do, just to get something on these people, I'm going to start having a whole bunch of neck scarves kicked out. Because we've got 118 cloth. This will allow us to kind of build up our charcoal supply a little bit too. And then we can start kicking out the other masks and stuff too. But I want everybody making as much as we can. Now, I don't have any refinery stuff going on. I'm kind of trying to focus on where things are needed the most. And I also want to talk about food really quick. Because there's been some things said in the comments related to like how much children eat or whatever, right? And I want to clear this up a little bit. Adults consume 4 times the food than kids do. And I don't just mean they do it because there's 4 times as many adults. I mean that adults consume 4 times as much food as kids. Okay, but adults also produce more food than they consume. More so than the kids. This is why I wanted more kids, because they become adults and they replace the people who are dying from old age. Now, it's true. You don't want to have like 50 kids and 80 adults. That's stupid. You don't want to have that many, because then you are overblowing the population, especially when it comes to water, which ratio is it's actually just over half, right? Kids are just under half of what adults consume with water. So it's a different proportion that way. The point of it is, kids are not the enemy, okay? They're the solution. You just have to be careful with it. That's all I'm saying. I have 81 adults left alive. Honestly, probably some more people are going to die from radiation, but we're working on that, okay, by kicking out as many clothes as we can. Right now, we've got some pretty moderate radiation. This is the low stuff. Neck scarves will protect them against this. This is a constant irradiation all over the ground, all right? Without any protection at all, they're not protected from this, of course. Neck scarves at least take care of that part, and it's something that I can afford to kick out because I have a ton of cloth. So hopefully they get on that with the number of tailors I'm maxing out. Okay, now I would love to build more tailors, but I can't. Also, good note, my save file didn't actually save after the last video. Not sure what happened. That's all I got. Not sure what happened. So I've actually been rebuilding some of the stuff that was kind of needing to be built again. This rainwater collector, I believe, was built at the end of the last video. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure this market was done, and that's getting built, hopefully, next. And then we also have the shelter, which is going to help with homeless problems, which we no longer have. I also have these 2 homes to build, and I'm tempted to let them go. I'm tempted to let them complete, because I got some stuff to do over here. Now, the other thing I want to talk about for food, okay? Food, in my opinion, is not balanced in this game. I still contest that it's not a balanced system. That being said, though, we're going to work within the limitations. We're going to work with the conditions we have. Developers are saying it's intentionally supposed to be a hard game. We're not going to change it, blah, 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 blah. I agree. It's a difficult game. I agree that you're on the right track with making a difficult survival game. I also contend that it is not balanced. And there are ridiculous amounts of reviews for this game that would agree with my sentiment. You might be one of them. Or maybe you're in the other camp where you're like, you just get good, scrub. In which case, have fun with the game, enjoy your opinion. I don't agree with it, and I've got the microphone, so suck it. All right, that being said, here's why I don't agree with it, right? It has nothing to do with the ratios and how they collect food and how they move things around. It has everything to do with how stupid AI pathing is. Let me reiterate. I will pause the game for a second. With 79 adults and 20 children, it should take, mathematically, I'm only doing this in my head, so feel free to verify this, it should take roughly 2,100 food per season to, assuming this is a season thing, right? It should take 2,100 food to feed everyone, all right? How much food do we have being manufactured? Again, I'm going to try to do this in my head. It's probably wrong. We've got 104. That's per season because it's an orchard. Orchards produce it per season, every season, once it's grown. 104 plus 195 plus 260 plus 156 plus 104 plus 234 plus 78. Come over here. We got 78, 78, 78, 192, 176, 396, 156, 156, 198, 156, 195, 351, 156. I feel like there was another one somewhere. I missed it. Oh, right here. 52. Almost done. Almost done. 117. 117. Is that not over 2,100 food? All those together. Is that not over 2,100 food? Okay, now you can do the math. It's very close. If nothing else, it's very close. But that's just the orchards. Nothing else. Just the orchards. Okay? That does not include all of these fields, which produce 396, 192. Oh, you know what? Oh, did I include these in the orchard count when I was doing them? I may have included these crops in the orchard count. I don't know. Go back, delete these numbers. Okay, I might have included these in the orchard count. The point is, or you can just factor them all in. It's okay. Factor all of them in anyway. I don't care. It's still enough to provide food for everyone in this colony, right? Add all those numbers I just set up. It's still enough. Then add in the fact that I've been maxing out fishers and almost maxing out gatherers the entire time as well. And still, this colony has a food problem. Now, it doesn't look like it does. This looks like there's 3,000 food here, and that's because for the last 4 seasons straight, I've moved everyone off of every job except for food and water to prepare for this drought. Okay, so I've had to do all the entire colony on food just to catch us up, but without the entire colony working on food, this number consistently drops always. When you get to 100 colonists, that's what happens. Now, I have a few theories on how they could fix this. One is just a smarter AI, all right? Don't have people walk clear across the camp, farm one crop, and then go about their business and go hang out and sit around and whatever, right? Don't have them do that. If they're gonna go to a crop, have them actually farm things and work it, right? Don't go to work for 5 minutes and then go, sit on your ass for 20 hours. Don't do that, okay? And that's what a lot of them do. Now, they're supposed to be living relatively close to where they work. But if you take a look at things like this herbal hut here, for example, right? Now, this guy might be switching jobs, so that might be different. But if you were to follow around some of your farmers, what you're going to find, if you literally just follow them around, to be like, hey, that guy right there, you're a farmer. If I was to follow this guy around, we're going to see that he's going to go, he lives in the shelter, fine. He just came from all the way... he's a farmer, so he came from the water. Okay, so he's got to walk all the way over here to get water, okay, and stuff, right? Now, does the shelter contain water at all? Oh, it does. Oh, good. So why is he not getting the water from here? I don't know. They do that constantly. I click on these guys, and they walk all the way over here to get water, even though there's water at home. Now, you could argue, well, how did the water get home? They have to bring it there. True. Except a lot of these homes have kids, and kids bring water to the house. That is something that they do. In any case, the pathing on things is a big bulk of the reason why people have food problems in this game. It's a combination between the fact that this number doesn't actually get harvested in the time period that it says because of pathing. It will get consistently farmed, and it will get consistently collected if you have everyone on food. If you max this sucker out, you'll get that yield. But without maxing this number out, without getting a whole bunch of farmers on this, like 2 per field, you will not get this number. You just simply won't. because people have lives and they don't work the whole time. They don't work every day. And it takes them like half a season just to walk across the colony, right? That's the kind of stuff that happens. So what I'm seeing here, and a proposed solution, which I'm not really like excited about doing for this colony, but a proposed solution would be, in my opinion, would be to make fewer farms, but bigger farms. That way you have less people working a farm, but that one farm that they're working has more yield. And then you'd likely want a crop that has a bigger yield per harvest, because these guys are not harvesting on time. For example, if I was to choose something like bell peppers. Bell peppers have a crop yield of 176 in this field. Bell peppers grow in 0.4 seasons. Now, in case you're wondering how long 0.4 seasons is, it is roughly half of one of these squares. This is a season. One half of this season should be bell peppers. Now, on the optimal, absolute optimized farming for bell peppers, we should be harvesting a crop twice per season. That means this number should be 2x this number per season, but it isn't, because they don't actually farm it that fast. They don't actually harvest it on time. They're off doing whatever when it's done growing, and then after like a whole day, night cycle passes, like a whole season, they go, oh right, and then they come over and they farm it, okay? I've been like people watching in this game for like 5 seasons now. That's what's the problem with it. I agree the game is tough. I agree the game should be tough. I appreciate the challenge. I do. I don't think it's done yet in that regard. It's an early access title. I understand it. Maybe they'll address it, or maybe that's just intended function. Maybe they're saying, hey, you know, people got to walk over there and get it. And that's fine. It's totally cool. Except for the part where you're making people consume 20 food per season and to do that. One thing you could do to get around it, and I know they're going to hate this, and I know a lot of other people are going to hate this. Let's get the sandstorm out of the way. And I guess that's your choice. You don't have to do it. I get it. This isn't the kind of game that should have it, right? I totally know what they're going to say. If they were in the comments, I know what they're going to say. This isn't the kind of game that does that. But one way to get around it would be to have universal storage. Have the warehouses interconnected to where if they put it in here, it's available to the entire colony in any warehouse. That would be something that you could do. Now, there's already structures that do that, right? There's already structures that you might think, well, that's broken. No, there's already structures that do that. The Forester's Lodge, for example. Wood just magically appears in this warehouse. They do not move that over there. All right? It just does. All right? That kind of stuff already happens. So either do it all the way or don't. I don't care. I'm just expressing an opinion, okay? Because I'm tired of watching this adult number go down for food problems when I don't have enough people to protect people anyway. So this is back to that conversation I had before in a previous video where I said you can either have food and water or you can have supplies built for your people. You can't have both. It just seems like sometimes you can't have both. There's logistical problems that you have to solve that are kind of under the radar. Unless you're paying attention to them, you won't fix them. And this is why I'm setting up another water section right over here. And we're going to be hammering away at all these rain catchers. And I'd like to get them built as soon as possible, please. Because the rain catchers allow me to free up people so I don't need a whole lot of water carriers. I can put people on the wells. That's great. And I could probably use another well. That's fine. But the rain catchers are a huge blessing for pretty much every colony when it comes to water, because that water also allows you to irrigate. You'll notice I didn't have any irrigation going in this drought, and that's because, well, first off, I was talking to you, and I forgot to do it. But the other reason is I don't have a whole lot of water, okay? So using the water on these during the drought, I don't know. I gotta be sure. Now, in this case, there's 2 rain seasons, albeit there's no rain between them. But there's 2 rain seasons with uncontaminated rain. So I'm hoping the uncontaminated rain helps to reduce the surface radiation, because that's what the irrigation thing does. If you have if you have clean water and you distribute clean water, it will remove the surface radiation. The regular rain should do the same thing, but I'm noticing that doesn't happen consistently either. Okay. So, I just wanted to make some comments. I just wanted to point some things out. I think it's almost there. But I do not believe that food and water is balanced. What would I do for the balance? Real small change. It's really just a real small change. 15 food for adults, 30 water. Like just a small buff. Or I guess it'd be a nerf on their consumption, right? Just a small nerf on their consumption, I think would balance it. It's a little bit uneven now. I feel like, and this is again just a personal feeling, I feel like it's not appropriate balance to require half your colony dedicated to food and water all the time in order to just survive the basics. We have agriculture now, all right? You can have 5 family farms feed 3,000 people in a town now. That's the kind of world we live in. We have agriculture, okay? If they were all fishing, I would understand, all right? But they're not. They're growing massive crops. That's all I'm saying. And the numbers on those crops do not equal how much food you are actually getting because of the AI pathing. All right. Now this is not a bitch fest. I'm not bitching. I'm starting a conversation, right? This isn't a complaint. I would love your feedback, especially those who don't agree with me. You guys love commenting on my videos. If you don't agree, tell me why. But you know what? In the end, be respectful, and I have the microphone. So there you go. Okay, so I want to build the shelter just to get this kind of, I don't know, off of the queue, I guess. I've got quite a few people here living in shelters. A lot of them are very old adults. So again, we're probably going to get a lot of deaths this episode. Notice we're already down to 69. I think a lot of them are going to be dying from radiation, no protection, things like that. But we are catching up on the protective clothing element, at least a little bit now, with the scarves. What I'd like to do is I really want to assess the food situation too. Taking a look at... I wish they would be condensed. I wish there would be a condensed list where it just says food instead of all these different types of food. I mean, I appreciate the different types of food, but at least give me a summary number where it lists, like, tallies them all up and says, you consumed this much and produced this much from all food, you know? That might be nice, but it's okay. We should be making plastic, at least I'm hoping. I need more refiners to do that. I have no refiners. Good. Of course. Okay, so take a couple off water carrying, go 2 on the refining, take 1 off herbalist, put you on tailoring, take, I think we're going to be good with the rain and stuff, with the rain catchers, so let's take 2 off the wells, stick 1 there, and stick 1 more on coal. We're at 32 coal now. Let's do forestry to keep the wood supply going. So I've got these things. You can adjust these, right? The refinery, you can tell it what you want it to make. Only ways to do that really is just to reduce the capacity limit. So I say production limit, when you have 50, don't make any more. When you have 80 metal, don't make any more. And it should now consistently make only cloth and plastic, because that's what we're low on. We're actually producing a lot of plastic, but repairing all these buildings after sandstorms, for example, like right here, it requires 3 plastic to repair 1, like just to repair it, it's 1 plastic. Take a look at this. When you're building it, it takes 24 plastic. There's a lot there, right? Because it's just this giant plastic tarp, all right? These things are expensive for plastic, so we are making it. It's just that we're using it immediately, right? We don't have any surplus with it. All right, now I want to reiterate. I've got 32 plus 6, that's 38, plus 5. That's over 40 people. For a colony that has 68 adults, which again, are 4 times the food consumption than children, and 22 children. All right, this is over 40 people dedicated solely to food only, not even the water, food only, for a colony that is 90 people. That is over half, it's almost half the population dedicated to just food. Will this number rise or will it not? I question whether it will, but we'll find out. You can watch it. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. I don't know, we'll find out. Still waiting for this to get built. You know what? Let's build this. I want just, I don't know, like, yeah, make them comfortable. Whatever. Finish those houses if you want to. And then I think I kind of need, like, another couple of builders. They just don't get on it, you know? And then I think, I want more herbalist and... No, nothing. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. I think I want you to focus on one at a time here. And we should be using the coal. And good. The workforce is down, though. I think the water carriers, right? Water carriers are actually pretty essential because they carry the water to the water tower to get it filtered and stuff, right? So we probably want to have more water carriers purely for that job. At least one person doing that job. Because, you know, people are like going to kind of wait to the last second to go and get these in the rainwater and the rainwater collectors. These things fill up and we need to move them into the tower and get it filtered and move it into homes and stuff too. So I think we need water carriers to do that. But I want to pause really quick because just now, and this is again, like, I just got done saying this, so it hasn't even been that long, and we've already lost 30% of our food storage, right? We've dropped 30% of our food storage already, and that's with half the colony on agriculture, with tons of orchards. All right, and everyone says orchards are super strong, but the farmers are not enough. And it's not that the storage is too far away. This area has a warehouse here. This area has a warehouse, which is the bus right there. Over here on this side, is it too far away? No, it's this warehouse. Now, this one is showing that it's full. I happen to believe that the warehouses need their capacity increased, personally. There's also a ton of scrap in here too. We could probably use that scrap, you know, if we were doing refining. And you know what? It's probably a good idea to get another refiner, which I totally would do if I had a workforce that could even fill this one up. So, yeah, I don't know. Yep. It's just, I've been struggling with the ideology that you have to put everyone on food and water just to, well, just to put food on the table, you know? You have to. And that's with just, like, it's not that many kids. These guys are going to become adults. They'll go to the workforce, right? So let's put a few more people on farming, I guess. And we'll see how that goes. Now we're going to start, you know, we're going to start cultivating our fields here. We're going to start harvesting. So this might go up. But again, I have half my people on food. So if you're having a hard time with food in your save, I guess just put more people on it. But one thing I will say is I think it's actually inefficient to have many small fields, right? Especially this area over here, right? I think this is not efficient. 1, 2, 3, you know, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. And I would actually like to get some sort of irrigators on this too. So we'll get a couple people on irrigation. But I don't think that's very efficient because, like, one farmer will just harvest this, replant, and then they don't do anything, right? But at the same time, this stuff is going to pop every season. And how much are the people, like, how big of a surface area is each farmer going to be able to work and then replant to have that maximum output, right? Has there been any study done on the optimum size for an orchard, for a pear orchard, for example, for maximum efficiency? I bet there are. I bet there are a bunch of you number crunchers out there. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to sit there and crunch numbers and figure out what the exact optimal one is and then always build it exactly like that because I'm a min-maxer. I'm not a min-maxer. I don't play games with min-max. I don't find them to be fun that way. But that being said, if you are one of those people, figure that out and tell me, what it is, just because. Just be like, hey, by the way, you wanted to know, here it is. Okay, I'm going to turn these houses on. That's, of course, going to introduce more children later. We're back up to 81, though. And look at the health situation, right? Everyone has protective clothing. We actually have 28 spares now. So now we can switch to doing better clothes. We can switch to doing radiation suits, to doing carbonated masks. We can switch to the higher end stuff now because we have extras in storage for the lower end. We have more people, they at least have something. And then we can start working on the better stuff, right? So I am going to get one scrap collector, a couple more refiners, and let's get, looks like we need, coal is good. I think we really just need the refining. So let's pop that into refining. So if we take a look at surface radiation, it's virtually non-existent. That's going to change. It's about to rain a lot, but virtually non-existent. I like it. And food supply has raised, but again, we have more than half of our population on food, but food, at least food is raised. If we can just get this up there, just get it like a lot in storage, so I never have to deal with it. And it also allows me time to adjust, right? Because when you only have 500 food in storage, when you get a shortage, it's going to go now. And people start dying right now from starvation. But if you can get 10,000 in storage, just bank it up. And then you look up and you have 6,000, there's a problem, but you also have time to adjust. And that's the security we really need. We need time to adjust, to look at it and say, oh, there's a problem there, and then fix it before it's too late. I'm going to switch those to one builder. Oh, you know what? I would actually like to have a teacher. Now that we're making the other masks and stuff, having another charcoal burner would be nice. I don't really want to take people off of water. Okay, one off water carrying, go here. And then medicine is still a problem. We still have this problem right here, the contaminated cellars. Although with protective clothing, this will start to go down. They'll start to get protected for it, and they'll recover with it, or they'll die. But let's hope they don't die. We're also down in tools now, so having another technician would be good. I think I'm gonna go one less gatherer, go technician, one less forester, go technician, one less herbalist. No, keep the herbalist, one less doctor, go teacher. Oh, somebody just died. Okay. Oh, and now we have a new adult. Go teacher. Okay. We need to get these things repaired, but having more people on refining should hopefully focus this and get us a lot more plastic. There it is. So we have some people working here, of course. Let's get one person in there, and we'll get one person in here. These are dedicated buildings. They'll work to do plastic independently from this one, and hopefully that means we'll produce more stuff. I don't actually know how that works. It may be better to just shut these buildings off and have them all work in the refinery, but something inside me says that 3 facilities working together or working at the same time is going to produce it faster. Perhaps not more efficiently, but it's going to produce it overall faster than having all of them baked into one building. It's probably not correct, but I'm just going to do it for now because whatever. Okay, so assuming our food and water problems are solved, at least for the short term, what we really need to focus on now and hammer in on are some of our shortcomings that we've had in the past. That's protective clothing, which we have at least scarves now for, and the tools. The tools are a bitch. They are, because I need another tool maker, but the problem is, it seems like they just wear out so fast. 296. We got a good amount of wood. Let's pick one off the forester, stick you on technician. And then all technicians should be making only metal tools. Excellent. Only the metal tools. We'll go actually more workforce on the tailoring as well. And any children about to grow up? Oh yes, Tyler. Come on in here, buddy. I want you on refining. There you go. And then the rest of you who grow up, provided, of course, our food supply is still going up, I'll get you guys on scrap collection because I'm going to need that. Also, people are dying. I think that's probably old age. Yeah, old age. You have to have kids to replace those who die, these 2 sturdy houses just got built. Fantastic. I do want to get a pub, but I'm a little bit like iffy on it because it takes a lot of water. So I'm not quite ready for the pub yet. We need more water carriers for sure because all of these are full. It means they're not collecting water right now. The good news, though, is that it's about to become irradiated, and I think that means I can probably cover them. I had them open for medium because I had a water deficit, but now that I don't have a water deficit anymore, I think we allow them to stay covered because they are full. And then, yeah, we're gonna need water carriers to do the job here. So, 31 food, 4,100 food. Maybe we take one off the irrigator, put you on carrier instead. Which irrigators are most important? I mean, this one's pretty good, but I think this one's more important. So, actually, is there another one that's being worked right now? You. Okay, you know what? You are not, and I want you. Yep, there you go. Move them into here. And then you're being worked now. What about, okay, you're being worked. This is an okay one to work, I guess. We'll use medium water for this one. Make sure everything is on medium water. And hopefully we have clean water in here. And that way these don't get irradiated. The fields don't get irradiated because the harsher rain is coming now, so. But it would be, I mean, as long as we're filtering it, I mean, honestly, if we're filtering it, we can collect it. We got the coal. I'm going to allow the rainwater collectors to collect medium. But we're going to need a lot more water carriers and stuff, I think. So if I take plastic supplies, still kind of iffy. How are the tools coming? A little bit better. Not great, not the greatest. Medicine is still super low. We do have some sick people still. So let's keep that going. Yeah, we're going to start running out of wood here if I keep building. I don't have any interest in building any more homes. I'm really just concerned now about building rainwater catchers and making sure that we have people actively filtering the water from the catchers. Look at how expensive this is to repair. And it's like every drought gives me a sandstorm too. So it just sucks my supplies a lot. I added a fishing hut here. So we're fishing on both sides. I may end up adding one over here later too. And then if I want more food, I think fewer farms that are larger, I think that's better than many small farms. I don't know, I might be wrong. We're gonna have some irradiated rain here. Can I afford to cover this? I'd have to cover it for a long time. I think we collect this, but we cover it for these. And then after that, in season 98, it looks like we have, an uncontaminated rain there that should hopefully allow us to recover a bit. All right. And we're actually running out of protective clothing again. Really? Well, this one's making the radiation suits. Which, as much as I would like to do that, I don't think I can. Let's do the carbonated mask instead. Because right now, that thing is like searching for plastic and we don't have it. I'm also going to reduce the workforce in there down to 1. And let's stick that extra person in. I need more plastic. I also need more medicine. You know what? We need a mortician too. Because we got dead bodies actually laying all around. And we really got to take care of them. See? We probably got these unhappy settlers. It probably has something to do with let's find it. Yeah, dead, no grave, confidence. Right? Somebody he knows dead with no grave. We can kind of get that confidence back. And then yeah, that's kind of it. So also, I do realize that we had a power shortage. I did drop the solar panel. I mean, that's the thing that was built. I think the last video had that built. So yeah. Maybe watch the whole video before you comment. I'm just saying. I will make fun of you, damn it. I will. Power lines. Well, let's continue building our power infrastructure a little bit. I'm going to take this line and bring it over like that. And then I think I'm going to have to go... Yeah, I'm going to have to go near side like this in order to get it over to this area, or probably right... I can get it there. But then where am I going from there? Right behind it. Yeah, this will work. Right behind it. And then connecting to that pole can be done by going right here. Like, it's going to get in the way. I need to put it here. Maybe this will be close enough. I really hope that is. It looks like it probably will be close enough. Let's get these built and we'll see. But on the other side of things, well, it kind of depends. If that pole's there, then I think we can probably get away with having this one here. Maybe. I need that pole built so I can see if it'll connect. If we get the whole camp hooked up to power, then we'll need another battery too. Because during the night, I think we'll drain it. I gotta watch that to see if it's draining. How long does it last? All right, drought's coming. So here's what I want to do for the drought. We want to assess our food and water situation. All right. Now what I want to do is I want a huge jump in food, if I can. I know I have enough to withstand this drought, but I want a huge jump in food. So I'm going to pull everyone off forestry temporarily. I'm going to pull... I need the irrigators too, because I need them to actually get water in there and get ready to use it. So we'll pull one off herbalist, stick you on irrigation, and we'll pull one of the tailors, stick you on farming, toolmaker, farming, refiner, farming, and let's take one of the charcoal burners and go on farming too. And then the extra guy can go on logistics, I guess. I don't really care. So we got a lot more farmers now. The hope is that they'll all get on the crops much faster before they wither and die. Because a lot of these are ready to go. Or getting close to ready to go anyway. You don't have people on the wells? We should. Yeah, there we go. And then the irrigators should start going. We're going to do medium water through this. And I don't believe it'll be contaminated. Am I missing something here? I've maxed out irrigator staff. Am I only allowed to have... Why am I only allowed to have 4? I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I not allowed to have 5 irrigators? I have 5 irrigation... Like, I have 5 buildings for it. You know what? Whatever, it's fine. Just get another water carrier. All right. Stockpile's running out. Improve your infrastructure. Stockpile of what? What stockpile? The full warehouse here? Or maybe you're referring to this full warehouse. There's so many warehouses full. With the market being up there and the market being here, this is what I'm hoping for, right? I want the markets to start pulling in, right, all of the resources that they get from these areas. And we need logistics people for that. So maybe I will go less farmers and more logistics. Maybe that's the secret. 2 on this one and 2 on this one. Maybe that's the answer. But look, we still only have like 80 adults. You know? Like, takes a bit of time, man. People die. You gotta replace them. Just the way it is. Needs cloth. We are out of cloth completely. Wow. We actually have 10 spare plastic now, too. Does that mean these things are getting built? Kinda. We should allow that one to complete now. And then... yeah, we need... well, you should be making cloth. Looks like you're making electronics now, too. Let me lower the maximum to 40 there. I don't need them quite as badly as I need the other things. I really want to store a lot more. Let's put this recycler on... we'll put this one on cloth. We'll put this one on cloth, too. Because we're going to run out of clothes. We already used them all. See, that's a little silly, don't you think? Now, just a little bit ago, we had 35 spare. And now we have none. Where'd they go? That's the last element of balance I want from this game. And it's not like I'm asking for a lot here. I'm actually asking for some realism, right? I'm actually asking for more realism. And that is, don't bury the dead bodies with their good gear. If I give a very old adult goes and grabs a radiation suit and then dies the next season, I lost the radiation suit. You know? Give me the suit back. That's all I'm saying. That's realistic. You would not bury somebody with their metal tools. You wouldn't bury somebody with their radiation suit. That's all I'm saying. So just give it back to me. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, then it'll be too easy because you won't have to make as many things. Okay, then just rebalance how things work. Maybe it takes longer to make the clothes. But as long as you have enough clothes to satisfy all your colonists, what's the big deal? Is the argument that they get really ratty and torn? Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, they still deteriorate. There's still a bar for condition. But if a person dies with a 40% cloth, give the 40% to someone else. We still have to replace it. Just, let it move to another adult that needs it. That's all I'm saying. All right. So that's my bitch session. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys are too. We've got a really highly contaminated rain after the drought, followed by 2 completely uncontaminated rains. So that'll help a lot. We'll get our water back up and running then, I think. With enough water carriers, we should be able to start getting them filtered. Hopefully, I think that's the thing that happens, right? They take it out of here and they put it in here and it gets filtered and all that stuff. So that's going to be a good thing too. And then I'm wondering about, for this area, what to do next. I'm thinking we have another residential area, we set up more farms, and we set up another scrapper so we can all do all these. And then we haven't been you might notice, I know I got a comment, we haven't been doing expeditions. Yeah, because I've been focusing on survival. But if we can go to some of these interesting locations, then we totally should. And I don't have any scouts available, so we'll take, we're actually good on tools now. We have 11 spare metal tools. So let's pull 1 person off this and we'll get a free scout. And then we can go and explore things with our scout. This might give us another seed. I want something more interesting than seeds. This gas station ruin. What's this gonna be like? Let's go scout that. A gas station up there. Let's see what that's all about. This orchard's irradiated. Yeah. Take a look at the ground though. And at least we're keeping this wet, keeping this moist, during the drought. That's good. It won't let me staff a person there. And then this one here, it's only light. It's dry, not dried out, but it's dry. I suppose that's still good enough to grow, even though it's dry. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, whatever. This over here, I guess maybe we could just do low. I'm not sure. But we're starting to stock up on food now. Important things, right? I'm heavily, pushing a lot of people on food and water right now. Because that's my biggest problem in the game. My biggest problem is trying to keep people alive with food and water. So I figure if you get that sorted out, this stuff here, it gets easier, I figure everything gets easier once you figure out the food and water problem. But we are going to start getting more intense radiation. And that means that all these people with scarves, if they're on this area where it's yellow, they're getting more, like they're getting irradiated, right? The scarves are not sufficient to deal with the yellow. So I want to get everybody on masks, and obviously I want to start making the radiation suits, but those are really expensive. And honestly, I don't know about the balance on that either. If you're going to be spending time on radiation suits, and then everybody who dies just, you know, takes their suit with them, God, that's expensive. I think I'd rather just make masks and have people die. I don't know. Some of you may die, but seriously, it's cheaper that way. Gas station ruin. So it looks like a resource depot we can exploit. Look at this. 21 medicine. Very good. We got some metal tools in there. 69 hard liquor. And 28 plastics is here. Nice. If we can figure an expedition to go and get this stuff, we could just send some of these farmers. Can we send some of you guys? Does it? This looks interesting. It just says start. It doesn't. We don't need any. We just send people there. Okay. We'll just send 4 people there. Okay. And then that's gonna be our expedition for the day, I guess. Yeah. Then what else do we? Is there another place we could scout ahead on? I really want to check out this hospital. I just feel like it's going to be like one of those missions where we just need a whole lot of stuff. But I really kind of want to send them out there just to see what it's like. I mean, there's a helipad on the top of this thing. It's awesome. And this tree just fell. Whoa. But there's nobody out there cutting it down. The tree just simply fell. Like while I was watching it. That's pretty cool. Okay, you know what? I think I'll leave this video here. And hey, I remember the comment, right? I replied to you, but hopefully the mix, right, with the music not being so loud and stuff of my voice, hopefully that's better. They updated the game right before I recorded that video before, right? And one of the things in the changelog was that they remastered the audio and improved the quality of the sound and stuff. But when they did that, in the options, all the music and stuff was turned way up again. And that's what I was trying to avoid before, was this was here. And it's supposed to be 78, 75 or so is where I've been keeping it. So that's why I figured it out. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to comment down below with all your dissenting thoughts and all the things you think I'm doing wrong, all that stuff. I will ask, though, kindly that for the few people, I'm not going to call you out. You know who you are. For the few people who are very backseat gamey heavy, I will just ask for you to cool it a little bit. I appreciate what you're trying to do. I understand what you're trying to do, but understand and realize that I'm going to play the game my way, not the cookie cutter way that you want me to. And I'm also not going to really follow meta game tactics. And what I mean by that is tactics in which you build something a certain way because you think that that's the most efficient way to build it. That's not really how I play games. I like to be proud of what I build, but I also like to have some creative liberty in building a town and structuring things the way I would sort of, like it. Like it's an attractive thing to me. I'm not gonna have like this giant grid section with one thing, giant grid section with another thing, etc., etc. That style of play is really boring. So I'm not gonna do that. If you want to do that, do it in your own game, but try not to recommend that kind of stuff to me because I'm just going to ignore it. It's just not the way I like to play the game. So anyway, welcome to my channel. Take it easy, guys. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.